room 1 of Carrington House. And it is a big week. This week we're going to see the beautiful big doors go in. We're going to be meeting with our all-spec team about the gorgeous French security doors that are going in. We will hopefully be completely ready for the gyp rockers to come in, and I'm touching wood hoping that that room will be secure enough. We might actually get some doors on. So I'm super pumped with the week ahead. Let's just see how it flows, because we all know that the Reno ride is often a rocky one. Hey Ferris.
Okay. Morning Nobes, how are you?
I'm okay. I'm a bit tired, to be honest. And man, we've made some mess.
We've made a lot of mess, but on the positive side,
we've made progress.
We've made some really good progress.
So it's dried out, the gutter's fixed, but I haven't told you this yet. When the plumbers came to fix the stormwater, they said that from stormwater to road is all gull and it's all collapsed. So that's probably why it was backflowing and gross. So they've cleared it out to the road, but when we excavate throughout the back, they want us just to rip up the run here and replace it, because they said it's just literally gone.
So it just goes to show you how much damage water can cause. And
water is amazing on farms, but in houses.
Well, and that comes back to there's a process that your builder or a professional should know about how to keep water out of the house.
Because I tell you what, that was I've got the coolest photo of you like holding a whaling plate, like it's gross. So in here we've dried it out, the boys have cleaned it up, and we've framed up the floors. So one of the things that I think would be really cool, so I could have had a crack at this, because as you guys know, Dad and I can do nearly anything. However, realistically, like, it would have taken me 10 times longer. And one of the things that I get asked all the time from students, and hence I've handed all this over to you guys, is how to know what to do first. Like, these are getting new doors, they're getting new floors. One of the other rooms will be getting new gyp rock. Like, do I floor first? Do I put the door in first? Do I... Like, how do people know? How do people know? What thought process do they need to go through to work out what is the best flow for their work if they're going to take on the carpentry element?
Really good question.
Really good question.
Look, some of the things that we considered here was the level of the floors. So we knew the floors were damaged. We didn't realise they were that bad. But you gave a scope of, you wanted 2 lovely French doors here.
100%.
That Hume are supplying. What goes through my mind is the head height here.
Yep.
So really, I started with knowing where you wanted the top of your doors.
Okay.
So back to what doors were you going to have.
Then how far down would they
go
to?
How far down they would go to. So you don't want to have a door sill that sits above your floor and you trip over it. So I had that in my mind, which then leads me on to what are your floor heights. So the floors would be level with the bottom.
Yep.
Now we can't just stick this door in lining up with this floor, because your floor in the other room over there was about 70 mil lower. That's how bad it was. If we to do that and keep the doors level with the floors, then the heads up here, your head heights...
Has anyone tapped out?
Your head heights would be wrong. Anyway, if this is all too confusing, usually just ask a question. Ask someone, ask a professional or ask your carpenter. But the place to start is usually levels and what you want to finish with.
So long story short, you have to have a plan. So you're saying you have to know. So you know that I want to do the second room as well, and you know the vision that I have for the second room. And so you then went, well, she's not going to want the doors at the front looking all uneven, so hence the floors will need to be even. Hence the doors will need to be even, and we have a fixed head height, so we need to start there and work down.
Exactly.
Okay.
And what I just gave that big spiel about is what I knew in about 5 seconds.
That comes with being really old. In the building industry.
Experienced
in the building industry.
That's just hard.
I'm older than him, it's okay.
But yes, it's very important to have a plan.
And so even if someone goes, I don't have the money,
Yes.
I need to do this myself,
Yes.
I pay for information all the time. We've worked on jobs before where I'm like, hey Josh, I actually just need your brain. I don't need your muscle. I need your brain. So I'm going to pay you to come and brainstorm something out with me. So I think that's, if someone is really like, I have to do this myself, I don't have the money, or I want to do this myself, you could get a builder to consult with you.
100%. Yeah. Look,
Because that stuff's like just in your head, right?
Yes, in my head. And I'd rather see people do well out of what they're doing than get to the end and it just doesn't look right. Because if you're renovating for a profit, then having two doors that are the same level is quite important.
Well, it matters.
But all you have to be brave enough to do is ask the question, hey Josh, email, would this work?
Yeah, and
That's
I think I'd love to see the building industry continue to evolve the way it is, that instead of there being this is a bit of a political conversation, instead of there being a bit of divide between DIYers and tradies, that there is a way they can actually work together.
Yes. Yeah.
There is a way they can work together. Your team is totally okay with me filling a truck with them. Like, we can all work together, I think is the story.
Just be kind to each other.
Give love, get love. That is the motto of this property. Give love, get love. Right. So what's next?
So the chaps in the background here are just putting some joist hangers on.
Yep.
Basically your floor is too close to the dirt, and there's codes about this. Long story short, we've used some red alert timber, which you might be able to see in the background, which is a termite proof timber, and we're going to clear a small amount of dirt so it's not touching it away, but your ventilation doesn't really come up to code.
Yep.
But because we're just putting back what was there,
Yep.
it's okay.
Okay, so we have progress. We've got in brand new wailing plates, the joists are in, and the flooring is down. Great! But remember I mentioned last week that those bricks that Zach was playing with came out way too easily. Well, that is right. There is no foundation at all underneath where those doors were, and the new doors need to go in. So we need to fix that. First, we need to clean up and neaten up exactly where that footing needs to go, and we're going to have to put a new one in. There is no way around it. The doors need to sit on something. Now that that unfun part is gone, it is time to get onto some hero work. The work that when it's done, everyone is like, wow, that is amazing. And I am pumped because these doors from Hume are absolutely spectacular. I think you're going to hear me talk about them for months and months to come. So I'm leaving this one with Regan to get it sorted. You were off gallivanting around town. No, Regan and I ran into some trouble in that when we pulled out, you know how it had that little half wall here? When we pulled it out, you know, I don't know what the posh word is, but all the foundation under it was gone. Literally, it was like talcum powder. It just, oof.
So this house would have originally been built on old stone footings.
Yeah, it is. The whole front quad is all stone footings, and I noticed that some of them are dry stacked nearly.
Yes.
And then some of them have, and I don't reckon it's cement. Like when I've been under the house, some of them have just got like mud slashed in around what.
Very
I don't know.
weak mortar mix.
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't even know what it is. Yes. I don't know.
So that was their foundation. So now we have concrete and reinforcement.
We've moved on.
We've moved up in the world, just a little. But look, we did have a problem here. This door sill was sitting on
Dust.
sand. sand. So what we've done, we've taken that out, cut it all out, and refilled it with concrete.
I know that we basically put a new foundation in, formed it up with some battens, put in a new foundation of concrete. Is that our only option in that circumstance? If someone else comes across that, if they've moved a door, pulled out a door, or even like moved a wall and want to floor over it, and they notice that where the wall was, it's just literally disintegrated. Are there other options? Because I would only know to fill it with concrete.
Look, there are other options. We could put timber in there.
Okay.
Look, that timber will be sitting in the ground, and because this is an outdoor area, coming in this way, it may get affected by the water and rot away eventually.
All right.
So we could then go to steel and use a piece of steel. And this piece of steel is something that would be galvanised and actually be designed to sit over a door.
I hear steel and I go, money, money, money.
And now the other option for most DIYs...
He didn't say that was wrong, did he?
No. Would be to fill it with concrete. You can get some bags of concrete and fill it up. And would also give you a bit of a water barrier from any water coming through here into underneath your house, like your flooring.
So this then brings up the next question that I asked many years ago. When you go to the hardware store, there are so many types of concrete. I remember 8 years ago getting sent to get a bag of concrete, and I went back 5 times. I swear it was a tradies joke that I didn't know which cement to actually get.
Well, you just said it in that...
Concrete and cement?
There, so they're different things.
So in this circumstance, if someone needed to redo that foundation, what bag are they after?
Builder's concrete mix.
Builder's concrete mix?
Concrete has cement, sand and stone in it. Maybe a little bit of lime as well, but that's concrete. So the stones bulk it up, so you don't have to use so much sand and cement. The sand gives it a bit of workability, so you can put it into place, and the cement is what
glue
sort of keeps it all together. So cement is designed to be very hard in retention. So anything you put on concrete or cement makes for a very solid surface.
Perfect.
Sand and cement is what brickies use, with a few other additives in there. You can buy cement alone. That alone won't do anything for the building or construction process unless it's mixed with other things.
Perfect. So, Mozzie, long story short, if you're a DIYer and you end up in this position, which we've been in, basically the concrete is your best option, your easiest option, your most weatherproof option.
You can mix it in a wheelbarrow or a bucket and
well, we mixed it in a plastic storage tub.
Or a plastic storage tub. And the most important ingredient in all of that?
Water?
Water.
I'm winning today!
Make sure you do have the right mix of water to your concrete bag. So read
the instructions!
All else fails, read the instructions.
Oh my gosh, he sounds like my 16-year-old son. As you guys know, I'm really pumped that the new doors are in place, but in the middle of a drought, it started to pour rain. And you've seen the condition of our front awning here. So this morning when we got here and I saw the doors were going in, I did an SOS call to Dan from Newy Paint Crew. Everyone, this is Dan. He's the head of the team that's going to be working on this project here with me, because I do know that water and timber doors are a big no-no, and these guys are going to get so wet today if I put them in. So I know that in the ideal world, I would paint them all and they'd all be perfectly protected. But just like a true renovator, I don't have time for that today. So, what are you guys going to, what are the must-dos? What are the emergency surfaces I have to cover?
In this situation here, what we're going to do is prime all the bare parts of the doors. Tops, bottoms, sides, any feature panels, the MDF panels in the middle, all that stuff. Even the little edges there, we're going to get all those because we don't want anything getting wet.
So not just raw timber, like raw MDF as well?
Absolutely, everything that's got no paint on it.
No paint on it.
Yeah.
So you know I am a lover of smelly oil-based paint when it comes to doors. So I'm so old-fashioned, I just don't think there's anything that can beat it. Even though I do love some of the aqua enamels. Are you guys going to be undercoating these today with an oil-based primer?
We are using an oil-based primer today.
Why?
This is the best product we can use to protect any bare timbers.
Yeah, that's true, hey. Not much gets through.
No, not much gets through.
Not much gets through. And it's
as waterproof as you can make it. So.
Okay, alright. Well, let's hope that the rain holds off a little bit longer and we get this sealed up. Next question though that heaps of people would have is if they are in a rush and the rain is coming in and they really need to get their doors up because they need to secure their room or their house or their property that day and the rains are coming in, do we really push the boat out and erect a tent to get 2 coats of undercoat on, or do we just go for one and hope for the best?
Well, look, if you could put a tent up or any sort of protection, that would be useful to get 2 coats on.
Yep.
But, you know, in a dire situation, 1 coat would be fine.
1 coat on, and then tomorrow make sure you get the second one.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Need to leave a bit of drying time anyway.
Follow the instructions on the can.
Yes.
Is that right?
That's right.
Always.
Always.
Always. All right, I'm gonna get out of your way because I'm obviously useless when I'm clean, like I am today, and let you guys get these doors sorted. Cheers. So it's the end of week 2 for room 1 here at Carrington House, and you know, I think it's kind of gone okay this week. We've not had any massive disasters in room 1. We have got the internal door on with new door jambs, well, half new door jambs, which was a bit of a challenge. Those front doors are now on, and I'm just waiting on product now. There's been some hold up with products with international shipping and troubles with international shipping. So I think room 1, like this week's been pretty cruisy sailing. It's to the point now where yesterday I was able to clean it out. I was able to give it a good sweep, so it's great for the plasterers, which will be coming in next week. So I think all is good. Thanks for tuning in. Make sure you're following me on Instagram to see my latest design and reno inspiration. You can find me at Naomi Findlay Official or click the link in my description. See you soon.